they need. But who would the Lakers have to choose instead? Bronny, of course, because of his dad. But if you've been paying attention to NBA news lately,
Bro, this is ultimate Nepo baby treatment. It's unfortunate. It's probably what Bronny's going to be known as, unfortunately, even though he probably didn't like pick it to be this way. It's his dad. So.
things aren't going a vet. In fact, against the Clippers, he scored a team-high 17 points on 60% from the field, 5 boards and 5 dimes. A big reason for this is his on-ball growth. The Summer League coach is trusting him to orchestrate their pick and roll, and that lines up great with his growth in the G League last year. Bronny had 5 games dropping 20-plus points and 2 nights in the 30s. But there's a problem with this. And if Bronny doesn't fix it, he could be out of the league faster than anyone imagined. But that makes no sense, right?
Look, bro, Bronny is just tapping into Braun for all. He ate one of LeBron James's very few hairs. And he started developing Braun for all in the Summer League. And he's been popping off. I feel like he hasn't hit full calorie yet, but I think he's hitting like 10% Detroit Smash levels on Braun for all.
Kid's doing great. How does that end his career? Well, just think about what the Summer League is even for. Yes, there's guys like Cooper Flagg who are just there to sell tickets and get in a jersey for the first time. They don't actually need Summer League. What is everyone else doing? Trying to prove their fit in the NBA. And what is Bronny's fit exactly? Well, remember, his growth right now is all about playing on the ball. He looks so comfortable, but on the actual Lakers, that isn't his role at all. The Lakers already have 3 players who take up all the on-ball reps. Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves. Pretty sure Bronny ain't jumping any of them on the depth chart. But in the G League or the Summer League, Bronny can be the Luka Doncic, which is a problem that ex-Laker Alex Caruso knows all about. Caruso went undrafted in 2016, but he made a career out of the G League. He realized that if he could defend like hell and hit a couple threes, he could have a career. But a big reason why guys get stuck in the G League is because they don't realize the position they're trying out for. It's like going to a job interview thinking you're going to be the CFO of the company, and they're just looking for someone to clean the bathrooms. Exactly. Caruso is now one of the greatest janitors in the NBA, a 2-time champ and a multi-millionaire because of it. So how does Bronny carve out a similar path for himself? Well, what do the Lakers even need? 3 and D role players. LeBron was so upset about losing Dorian Finney-Smith. Well, what if Bronny can help fill some of that gap? Well, despite his growth in Summer League, Bronny is shooting just 30% from deep there. And last year in the G League, it was 34%. Now, he did go 5 of 8 in the McDonald's All-American game as a senior in high school, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, Bronny, I saw him try to hit a game winner too. He's not the player to shoot from deep. I mean, he plays well in paint though.
6'2" tall,
and he has good defense. He has amazing defense,
but not fatal. For example, Drew Holiday is just 2 inches taller, but one of the best defenders in the NBA. And Bronny actually has a longer wingspan than Alex Caruso, so the tools are there. But are we hearing about his growth as a 3 and D player right now? No, it's all about comfortability on the ball. Great. But the good news is, Bronny understands this. I can't lose that defensive drive that will get me on the floor because there are going to be guys who can score 15, 20 a game. I'm most likely not going to be that guy right now.
Yep.
So to get myself on the floor, I've got to be a defensive menace. Yes, you can.
Bronny is super mature.
Never say about Bronny that he's out of touch. The kid gets it. But can he actually do it? But I want to get to the on-ball growth first because the kid has improved. He is better in transition, isolation, and working off screens in open space. And even at 6'2", he's got enough strength, skill, and touch to get buckets and fouls. And that improved confidence also carries over to Bronny scoring on the perimeter. Look at how he's going to turn the corner off this screen to the left And as Cooper Flag fights over the screen to get back in front, Bronny's going to use his momentum against him to separate for a step back.
Good.
But I would
Those are good
argue
moves.
that he's taken his biggest leap as a passer. I love Bronny's patience on this play, where the Lakers set up this Spain pick and roll, but as Bronny comes off, he is met with an aggressive double team. But notice here how he keeps his dribble alive and pulls the two defenders across. That gives Connect way more airspace.
There we go. That was beautiful.
NBA, not Summer League, he's got to provide value.
I mean, obviously his teammate sucked, and missed the shot, but that was an amazing pass. Bro was wide open.
Off the ball, where Bronny's got a lot of room for growth, to say the least. First, as a professional, he has never shot over 32% from three, which needs to improve. But what is it with his inactivity off the ball? Does he think he's Russell Westbrook? Countless possessions in Summer League where Bronny stands in one spot or floats up toward half court, providing little to no space. Like here, the Lakers are pushing the ball in transition. But look at how James, at the top of the screen, is lazily jogging up the court as
He probably is very low stamina. I'm not
Dalton
gonna lie.
Connect catches here. Bronny from this spot should be sprinting toward the deep corner to provide spacing, but that couple of extra seconds then allows Flag to sit in the gap and push the ball back across the middle and towards help. But we got to get to the defense, because Bronny does have the build to be a very good backcourt defender. But despite those tools, for some reason, Bronny's focus and intensity on the ball is still inconsistent. And Bronny playing a couple of feet back also makes it easier for him to get screened. Remember, he's a small dude to begin with. And if you allow point guards in the NBA like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Jalen Brunson to cleanly turn the corner like this, your backline defense is screwed. And the same inconsistencies can be found with Bronny's defense off the ball as well. This might be some of the worst gap defense I have ever seen. Bronny opens up his stance and lazily lunges toward the ball, and he loses track of his man and gives up an open three. But this last clip sums it all up. He mishandles a lob. Initially gets caught a couple steps behind the ball, but watch how he just casually jogs up as the Lakers get cooked on this 4-on-5 fast break. If that kind of thing doesn't get addressed and fixed, he will never be a serious NBA player. But this doesn't really explain why his entire career could be in trouble soon. Bronny's got a guaranteed 4-year contract for a reason. He's LeBron James' son, he'll be fine. But I wouldn't be so sure about that. All you have to do is look at a different player on the Lakers Summer League roster right now, Darius Bazley. Oh, Bronny has stood out for sure, but Bazley has been most impressive. He was the number 23 pick in the 2019 draft, but washed out of the league and spent a full year in China. Now Bazley is back trying to prove his worth with one elite skill: defense. Bazley did have a 27-point double-double against the Spurs Summer League, but his defense is insane. Dude is 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan.
Who does he play for currently? Is he on the
5
Celtics?
blocks and 2 steals against the Pelicans, playing like his career is on the line, which it is. But here's the thing.
He's on the Lakers.
The Lakers can't even sign Darius Bazley if they wanted to. Why?
Oh.
Because he has 5 years of experience in the NBA. And there is a rule saying he cannot get a two-way contract. They have to sign him outright to a full deal. But the Lakers are just $1 million away from their hard cap. So they literally cannot even afford to sign Darius Bazley. Now, there are ways around this, like waiving Shake Milton or trading some guys. But what about Bronny James? Don't you think, if they could, the Lakers would easily choose Darius Bazley over Bronny? Like, if his last name wasn't James? I mean, we just said Bronny has a skill set which the Lakers already have covered. Bazley is what they need. But who would the Lakers have to choose instead? Bronny, of course, because of his dad. But if you've been paying attention to NBA news lately,
Bro, this is ultimate Nepo baby treatment. It's unfortunate. It's probably what Bronny's going to be known as, unfortunately, even though he probably didn't pick it to be this way. It's his dad. So.
Things aren't going great between the Lakers and LeBron right now. ESPN revealed 2026 could be LeBron's final year on the Lakers, whether he likes it or not. They are moving on. So what does that mean for Bronny's career? Now, I'm not saying that the kid is a scrub who cannot play, but that guarantees nothing. Like, a lot of guys aren't scrubs. They're in the exact position as Bronny, but they don't make it. In fact, here is a list of every G League MVP the last 25 years. Do you recognize most of these names? Of course not. And these dudes were better than Bronny is. The only two
Mm,
MVPs that even became role players in the NBA are Chris Boucher and B-Ball Paul Reed. Now, the good news for Bronny is his dad is still a Laker for now. So he's got at least one more year to carve out an NBA role. But if not, the Lakers will fill that roster spot with a skill set that they actually need. But there are a lot more serious things going on.
hey, I mean, sucks for Bronny. Simply get better. You know, get better. And I didn't swear once, so that's on y'all. Actually, it's more like it's on me, but it's good for me because I didn't swear, so I don't get punished.